Oh, welcome to What's Happening in John's Shed. I just thought I'd just do a quick video under the bonnet of my 3.4 S Jaguar. This is a 1966 built. If you don't know already, they are a straight 6-cylinder cast iron block with an aluminium twin cam cylinder head, chain driven, and with running on twin SU carburetors. As you can see, that's one carburetor, that's the other, with a beautiful cast aluminium inlet manifold to the air box and air filter. I've added another intake here and piped them down into the depths there. Get my torch. So they're sucking nice cold air from below, otherwise they tend to be sucking air from the hot manifolds. I'm quite disgusted with myself. Those manifolds should actually be beautifully polished cast iron, oiled with whale oil, but with leaving it for 8 months, the damp over the winter's got to it. This is an original engine, it's never been stripped, the head's never been off to my knowledge. The only thing I've had to do was I had a strange loss of water every time I went out. Nothing major, no compression drops, but it always steamed a little bit on one side exhaust. So after speaking to my very good friend Perry, who knows all things Jaguar, he told me that behind this manifold, in between the number 1 and 2 cylinders, there is indeed a core plug hidden, only a very small one, which is for machining, I think, when they're built. So I removed that manifold after a bit of a battle because it had never been off. I managed to get it off without shearing any bolts. As you can see, I put all new brass washers and nuts on now, but when I got that manifold off, the core plug was shiny. It looked beautiful, but while I was looking at it, there was a teardrop of water came out of it. When I poked it with a screwdriver, it was rotten. So indeed, he was right. So as that leaked, it just went straight into the exhaust manifold and out the exhaust. I replaced it and it's been perfect ever since. So good old Perry, eh? You can't beat experience. Beautiful copper and brass radiator on these. On the S type, it was slightly different to some. They have the remote reservoirs for the brake fluid and for the clutch fluid. The brake fluid's got a low level warning, which you can test by pressing that button on top. In here, that's the wiper motor. In here, the 2 holes are where the master cylinders go for the clutch and the brake, which I showed on an earlier video. Unfortunately, I think they're beyond redemption. I've honed them both out and they're both pitted in the bore, so I'm going to buy 2 new ones. So the clevis pins that connect them to the pedals are on the top of the can't see it. On top of the pedals there, go through them holes. Quite simple, very basic. Original chassis plate there on the bulkhead. What's the other modification I did under here was the heater matrix core was shot, and they're copper and brass. And what I did, I've actually at the moment you can see that part, I've taken the operating valve out, which is vacuum operated. It had a vacuum leak and the engine was sucking vacuum all the time, so I've bypassed that and blocked the vacuum line off just for now till I get it sorted. But what I've done, I've replaced the core in there with one from a Renault Espace, I believe it was, which is an all aluminium one, which did sort of work very well. It looks as if it could do with a bit of a repaint just there. This is all, you got to remember, this is all original. This is from built in '66. You can see down the bulkhead there, some surface rust appeared, but it is only surface rust. Chassis rails are brilliant. It's had repairs on the chassis rail further under the car, which I'll probably show you when I get involved under there. But I just thought I'd give you a quick walk around if you've never seen under the bonnet for an S. Very, very similar to the Mark II. Not the same, but this front end is very similar. The engine certainly is. The wings are very similar, whereas look at the dust on that, that's terrible. On the S, the wings are slightly different. They've got this hooded piece over the headlights. They don't have the side lights on top of the wings, they have them down there, and they have the indicators on there. Also, S has had the lightweight bumpers front and back. The back end is a different shape altogether as well, much more sleek than the old-fashioned looking Mark II. People prefer them, but we could argue that one all day. And it's got spoked wheels, but silver rather than the, to my mind, the cheaper looking chrome, which everybody goes for now. But I personally, and this is only personally, I don't like them. I prefer the silver. Yeah, so that's just a quick walk around under the bonnet. Quite basic really, they look complicated, but this is still on a dynamo. I overhauled that dynamo 18 years ago, not because it was faulty, but because I didn't know how good it was. They weigh a bloody ton, you can barely pick them up with one hand. I see a high output spec on that, I think it's 48 amp on that, which is pretty good on a dynamo, and I've never ever had any problem. So I put new brushes in it, cleaned it all up, put it on, and it's perfect, as was the starter motor. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them. So as I say, it's 18 years this as now, just about, since I fetched this in 1,000 pieces, and I managed to get it all done ready for my daughter's wedding car in September, which was quite a battle because I didn't have a workshop proper then. And we've been all over with this car. It's been great. Last good run was I went down to Windsor Castle to the Jaguar Enthusiast Club meeting in it, where there was 1,000 Jaguars in the entrance to Windsor Castle, which was a fabulous weekend. More Jags than you could shake a stick at, and it went beautifully. Averaged about 16 to the gallon, and I wasn't pussyfooting about. We were doing motorway speeds. That overdrive is just absolutely fabulous on it. Right, okay, well that's the end of the video on this. I'll show you some more as we go around it, and if you've got any questions, I'll try and help. So please like and subscribe. As I said before, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it really does help the channel, and I can make more videos. Okay, speak to you soon, and all the best.